Hey face, welcome or welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna talk about past life triggers, the things we do, the occurrences in our lives that may be as a result of something that we may have done in the past that has long been forgotten, and we tend to blame these things on innocent people. Of course, that's the easiest thing to do. We always lean towards doing the easiest things of life. So I'm here to break things down for you so that you can properly understand the occurrences of your life, the things that happen to you, the circumstances you may find yourself in. Today, we're going to understand all of that. I hope you're ready though. The most important thing to note here is that we are soul. And as soul, we learn and evolve every single day. We grow and evolve through different experiences, and one lifetime is not enough. It's just like education. Can you just go to kindergarten and say you're done, you're finished, and know all the education system has to offer? The answer is no. Those who are really passionate about education can even go as far as Professor Emeritus. It's the same with lives. You don't only live once. Well, you only live a particular lifetime once, but there have been several lifetimes, and there will be more to come until you fix yourself. We all love life, right? Some even go to church to pray against death, yet they believe that they only have one life. They only live once. Can you imagine that? So in your mind, alright, you're only going to live once, and then judgment. So after judgment, what next? Who is going to serve your term? As in, after the Lord of Judgment tells you that, oh, you did this, you did blah, 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 you did this, you did that. Who is going to pay for those things that have been accounted for by the Lord of Judgment? Is it for free? Well, newsflash, it's not for free. Nothing goes free. Everything is paid for. So buckle up and get ready. Past lives do exist, and they are so real. Just in case you are confused up to about this point, let's take a look at this scenario. You see, on this physical plane, like where we are now on earth, when someone commits a crime, what happens? The person is arrested, the person is taken to court, and the person is judged. And after judgment, the person is told what to do, either to go to prison for like 10 years or 5 years, or to pay a certain amount, otherwise will serve some term in prison, or even life sentence. It's the same up there, as above, so below. Alright, when you live a particular lifetime and you are done, everything is accounted for, and you are given another chance at life to come and right all of your wrongs. So it's not a bad thing to say that, oh, you have had past lives, or you're gonna have several lives to come. People say that, oh, I'm gonna marry the same man if I have the opportunity to have. You have a past life, and you will have several other lives. So in effect, this is our jail here on earth, with all the beautiful things we see around us, all the beautiful places there are to see in the world, the Dubais, the Hawaii, the Abu Dhabis, the Beijing, Shanghai, Guan, everywhere you can think of. All the beautiful things is hell for us. So God brings us here to be polished, okay? To polish us. This is our battlefield, our learning ground. And the only way to get out of this place is to get our shit together, to fix ourselves, to become the best versions of ourselves, so that when someday we are no more and then we go to wherever we have earned, of course, we go to places we have earned. We don't just die and appear somewhere up there. You need to earn yourself a place. One of soul's purpose for being here is to serve. Okay, but then how do you serve if you haven't undergone any form of training? It's just like wanting to be a medical doctor. You can't just get up and call yourself a medical doctor when you haven't undergone any training. You need at least 7 years or more to be able to call yourself a medical doctor. And even with that, it has to come with some practical aspects on the job experience, before you can fully beat your chest and say that, hey, I am a medical doctor. Yeah, so that's the purpose of each one of us. Not a specific group of people, not your pastor, not your priest, not the fetish priest in the shrine in your village. No, each one of us is here to serve. And God has given each one of us all of the divine qualities we need to polish up. So we come here, we face everything we need to face, we learn, we correct our mistakes, and when time is up, like when the body can't take this life anymore, maybe it could be from sickness, maybe it could be just being tired, and it decides to leave, alright, the Lord of Judgment will go through your life in that particular lifetime, and a decision will be made based on that. And after that decision is made, it is you who has to come back and fix those mistakes. Of course, you cannot go back for the old body that has been buried in the ground and has probably been eaten by some worms. You need a fresh vessel, which is why the body changes, but what is inside of it remains the same. Simple. That's all past life is about. So the cycle continues again and again until we are qualified to become servants in the kingdom of God. See, the world of judgment is no joke. My own curiosity took me there one time, and to get out of that space was a struggle, like a huge struggle. If I didn't know what to do, I wouldn't be able to return back into this body. I found myself in this particular world as an observer, and I was shocked. I was like, that's what they do for here? Chai! There was a very long queue, like the longest queue I've ever seen in my entire life. And the people in this queue were carrying their load, like different sizes, different forms, huge. Hey, some people get low though. Even people I know, okay, from this lifetime, who are not dead yet, were in that queue. Now the reason is simple. At any time you begin a particular lifetime, a folder is opened for you. Alright, so there's records on everything that you do. Everything that you have done before in a particular lifetime has been recorded. So the moment you get here, the recording begins. So whether you are dead or not, you find yourself in that queue with your load waiting for you. Alright, because some way, somehow, you're gonna die and you will go and face those charges. Created by your own self, not by your mother in the village, not by your brother, not by your sister, by your own self. Alright? So what happens when it's your turn? When it's your turn, everything will be played back to you in a flash. Just like this. The whole 100 years of living in a particular lifetime will be played to you in just this is to tell you that the timelines we work with here on earth is entirely different from what goes on wherever we go when we leave this place. Now the question is, what determines how life plays out for you in your next life? Two things are involved: what you did and what you have done in your previous lives, and number two, what you need to do to be able to strike a balance. These are the things that will inform the happenings of your next life. Everything is paid for. Nothing goes forgiven. All right? Well, sometimes God can decide to take away some of your burden, and that only depends on the work you're putting in. Okay, you gotta be like, this is my picking. You don't try, Sha. It's okay. Let's move on to the next. You know, something like that. But then, don't ever believe that something is forgiven. No. If you're going to be forgiven in the end, then why will God waste time to be recording anyway? Think of it. Why will I record something that I'll have to forgive you for? There has to be evidence. So that when you come and run mouth, I just open, see. So those of you who have been taking pride in hurting people, yeah, it is waiting for you. Una go hear am someday. God is a very patient being, you know, no rush. Just enjoy your moment. But when the tables turn, the only unfortunate thing about this whole past life saga is that after the table turns, the memory is shut off, like a veil is placed over your eyes. So you won't even know what you're paying for, which is why we don't understand so many things that happen to us, because we have long forgotten. All right? But I also feel like on one hand, it's a good thing that we are made to forget, because imagine, all right, you're working closely with someone you know did you wrong in another life. Just imagine how will the relationship be? Okay, so sometimes I feel like it's good that we are blind. Of course, you can do the work to know about some of these things, like reasons behind some of these things, but then it will only be shown to you if you have the discipline to keep your mouth shut after you have seen some of these things. If they show you and you walk and go and cause trouble, that is the end of you. You will never see anything ever again. You just suffer in silence. Everything happens for a reason. So start replacing why is this happening to me with what is this teaching me? Okay? Always try to find out what an experience is teaching you. So yeah, this is what goes on in the world of judgment. You can skip that though, but it all depends on you. Okay? The work you are willing to put into yourself. But that's not the topic for today's video. I think let's not talk about how you can skip that queue yet, because, well, let's not talk about that yet. But just know that you can skip the queue, but then you have to put in the work. It won't come easy. It won't come easy. And skipping the queue doesn't mean that you won't have another life to live. No, it just means that you are saved from the trouble of having to wait for millions of years for it to get to your turn to know what to do next. Alright? Oftentimes, those who skip the queue have it's like, if this is the entire page, alright, those who are in the queue may have stuff on it maybe from here to here. And those who skip the queue have things on their list for maybe just about here. So why would you be queuing for something just this little to be accountable for? No. So I hope you get what I'm trying to say. Like, if you don't get it, no, don't forget about that. I'll make you get it. Just in case you're wondering why I said it was a struggle to leave that space, let me just take a moment to clarify that, to make all of us understand, okay? They are higher worlds, alright? At least higher than what we have here on earth. But they are still lower, okay? Although they are higher, they are still lower. And the gods responsible for those worlds sometimes are not able to distinguish between who is a visitor and who is a true resident of that world. Okay? It's just like over there, some of them veer off and come here and come and do all sorts of things. And then when they go back, they also have their own punishments they go and face over there. So it's the same thing. When we also find ourselves there, the gods over there may not be able to distinguish between those who are already living there and you who are there as a visitor. So this is what you do. Just in case you find yourself in a dream or you find yourself stuck in soul travel, you just have to raise your vibration above the world in which you are in. Alright? There are various techniques you can use, and this is not what this video is about, so I'm not going to go into that. But just find a way to raise your vibration, and boom, you become invisible, and you can do whatever you like. You can just vanish out of that place. So that's just exactly what I did. All I needed to do was to raise my vibration. I became invisible because the vibrations are never the same. So when you become invisible, of course, they are unable to see you, and then you can maneuver your way around and get out of that space already. That's simple, but you need to know how to do it. Otherwise, you'll be stuck forever. This is how come people lose their lives prematurely just because they decided to give soul traveling a chance. You need to know how to do something before you try to do it. If you don't know how to do it, please stay away from it. Please stay away from it, because you'll be stuck. If you don't know how to come back, you'll be stuck. Take it from me, I'm telling you. Learn how to do something properly before you try it, especially spiritual things. But now let's spill the tea already. Let's see how some of the happenings of my life now are were definitely influenced by past life experiences. So each experience is gonna be split into two. I'm gonna talk about like what is happening now, or what happened now, and the second part of it will talk about how I got to know, alright, that it was tied to a past life experience, something I needed to work out, something I needed to strike a balance on. Number one on my list is womanizing. So if you have been following me for some time now, you realize that I keep sharing experiences about relationships, okay? I haven't had it easy with men in this lifetime. Men don't show me shaggy way for this lifetime. For this lifetime. First of all, I came through a womanizer to even begin this lifetime. So you can imagine. If you haven't seen my greatest teacher video, please go and watch it. Right after watching this video, you can watch that one. It's been one relationship after the other, and each of them came with their own package. Some of them I wouldn't even call true relationships. They were just casual sex. And at the time, I didn't even know that is what it was, until I got to a point where I started putting in the work to learn about these things instead of just going with the flow. Alright, and I realized that, I was ill. So it was just one heartbreak after the other. Sometimes I break my own heart. Sometimes I allow them to break it. It went on and on until I was totally drained. Like, I didn't have the energy for that anymore. I was like, what is this? I was just going in circles. So one time I attended a Vahana activity. Vahana simply means spreading the word of God, putting the message of God out there. It was the evening of a weekday. I had been to work and I was feeling a little bit exhausted. So I decided to go catch some rest in the bath. Yeah, it was packed. So in the bath. Then I drifted off to sleep. I wasn't even, like, it wasn't such a deep sleep. It was like, as soon as I entered the bath, I just laid my head on the headrest of one of the seats and I closed my eyes, and then boom, I found myself in another world. And this was what I saw. This particular lifetime, I was a man. Very handsome, tall, well-built muscles. No, macho man. Playboy. And I was just misbehaving, you know? One girl after the other, breaking their hearts, treating them poorly, unfairly, even getting some of them pregnant and denying and not taking responsibility, It was so bad. And because I was so fine, the girls were just like, they were bringing themselves. I didn't even have to go out there and ask for them to be with me. They were just, and I wasn't also denying any of their offers. I was accepting everything, and I wasn't hiding anything. I was just, if I had to be with another woman, I didn't care if it would hurt the other. Like a whole chaotic scene. There I was, observing my own doings. It was being shown to me clearly, and I was looking at myself do all the things I did to these women. Okay, so guess why I'm back? And guess why I'm having a hell of a time in the hands of men in this lifetime? Of course, in this lifetime too, I chose to be fresh. Look at me. Have you seen my curves? Oh, more fine gay. Not only did I choose to be fine, I was also born into a dysfunctional home. So there was no love. I wasn't being taught anything about relationships, So I didn't know anything about all these things when it was time for me to put myself out there. When it was time for me to get into the dating game. It's a game on a game. It's a game. I'm telling you. So I was just doing trial and error, just going for anything, accepting foolish offers, So I was like, after being shown this, I was like, okay, so it means that I brought this up upon myself. It's because of the things I did. Probably some of these men are even those women I had been with in those lives. Okay, so with this understanding, what do? I show them compassion. They help me strike a balance. They have actually done me a favor, They have really, really done me a favor. None of them have, for me, I feel like, yes, it will feel painful, it will feel hurtful. You have emotions. Unless you don't feel anything, then you say, okay, it didn't get to you, or it didn't make you feel anyhow. But once you have feelings, okay, but we are not holding on to it. We are letting it go. They helped us strike our balance, and we are thankful to them. We are so grateful to them. It's time to move on. Now we understand everything we had to go through in the hands of men, especially me, right, for the man I came to as a father and all. So yeah, that's about it. Okay? Everything, nothing happens by chance. Checks and balances, checks and balances, checks and balances. That is all we are about in a particular lifetime. Now, did everything end after I had this experience? After I had been shown what was actually going on? Trust me, it didn't end there. After this experience, I had 2 other chaotic relationships before my term, so to speak. Yeah, before my term of having to suffer in the hands of men was over, It took 2 other relationships, chaotic ones, very extremely chaotic, ones that can drive you mad, like literally make you go mad, before it was entirely over, before I met the love of my life, my honey. Love is sweet when you're with the right person. Next is wealth. The thing is, in this current lifetime, I struggled for a very long time. I struggled to get the things that, not even things that I want, basic needs. And it's not like I was born into a poor family, nothing like that. But then, my dad at the time would rather choose to spend on women out there than to spend on the woman he is married to and his children. He would never do that. So in the eyes of the people out there, he was seen as an angel. And to us, he was the devil itself. So I kept wondering, I'd be like, why? What is it at all with this man? Why? What is he not seeing in us? What are we not doing? Like, why? So I kept asking why, until one day I had a dream about the past. I have had several dreams about being wealthy in a past life or in past lives. But the point is that in all of them, I didn't appreciate what I had. Okay? I was never appreciative of what I had. And I had a lot of people around me who like to serve. A lot of people were serving me and I wasn't appreciating their effort. I was always looking down on them, just like a very spoiled, rich kid. So that is basically why I chose to come into this lifetime to experience what it feels like to have nothing. Because tell me why you will have everything and still not be appreciative of it. It's a common thing to do. Mostly we don't appreciate the things we have. But then, until we are shown, alright, until those things that we are not appreciating are taken away from us, we don't get to see the true value of those things. So this is what is happening to me now in this lifetime. It was taken away from me. I'm not saying I'm poor, no. But then, I know I could be richer. And I'm working on it, I'll get there. I'll see. The point is, if you don't appreciate something, it will be taken away from you. Okay? And after it leaves is when you begin to truly appreciate the value of what you had. Okay? So that's exactly what happened on the matter of wealth. But I see, man, I'm not a poor woman, no. This lifetime, even in this lifetime, safe, I'm not poor. Well, this is me acting as if, okay? Act as if. Act as if. And so, you are someday able to count those bundles. Next is Jungle Girl. I have always loved it in the woods. It brings some form of peace and calmness. That's the package that comes with being in the woods. It's so calming. It's so peaceful. It's so like, I'm home. And guess what? I chose as a profession in this lifetime. I chose to be a geologist. I literally spent almost every time in the bush, in the woods, close to nature, river bodies, mountains, hills, animals, you name it. That's my life and has been my life in the past as well. Finding out about this past life experience really made me understand that not be today I begin this journey like I'm an ancient soul. I am living proof that you do not only live once. YOLO is not real. It can't be real. Huh? I'm telling you. So, back in the days, like jungle days, and this is what happened in this lifetime. So it was like a typical jungle life, okay? And the ruler of that jungle was just marrying every woman, every girl. Age didn't matter, whether you're 10, whether you're 15, whether you're 18. Once he asks his guards to come after you and that he wants to marry you, that decision is final. So it got to my turn one day and I was like, Lai, this ain't gonna happen. I'm not gonna get married to this ruler. So I had to come up with an exit plan. And I arranged everything perfectly. I planned it out so well. And when it got to the D-Day, the day of the execution, I almost got caught. Of course, he sent his guards to come after me. And guess what saved me? Like, who saved me? Spiders. Huge spiders. Oh my goodness. Very, very huge. So I looked them up on the internet. I just wanted to know what species the kind of spiders that I was working with are involved in. Apparently, they were my pets in that lifetime. They are currently called the Goliath bird eaters. What I even saw on the internet is not up to the size of what I saw in my dream. It's like they are 50 times the size of what I saw on the internet. So I guess they have also probably evolved from about that time until now. You know, we were also not like this in the days of the jungle. We looked closer to monkeys, but then we have evolved and are now looking like this now. So imagine these spiders having to fight about 10 humans, huge humans as well. But then they won, and I had my way, and I got out of the jungle. So that is how I escaped being married to one Yeye man who called himself a ruler of the jungle and had been with billions of women. Me say this man-woman issue, not be today, oh no, even that dream I had on the van is recent. It goes way back. So you see how lovely awareness is. Awareness is so good. Someone will have this dream and will start blaming witches from his or her village. The next time you find or you have any dream that is looking weird, that is feeling like a nightmare, those kind of dreams that you wake up shaking, you wake up sweating. No. It's not anybody from your village. It's not your mother. It's not your brother. It's a past life experience. Okay? Find out what is trying to teach you about your current life. That is what you should be doing. Instead of pointing hands at your innocent mother, at your innocent auntie, at your innocent cousins. I'm not saying that people are not currently practicing witchcraft. They are. But then you have to note the difference. Okay? There's a difference between past life dream experiences and psychic attack dream experiences. There's a difference. You need to know the two. We also need to be thankful to God for the gift of dreams. Okay? You're truly missing out on a lot if you're not paying attention to your dreams. They provide a great deal of information, protection, guidance, you know. So please, always pay attention to your dreams. They are real, actually. They are real. It's not fake. It's not because you ate a lot. It's not because you slept on an empty stomach. No. They are there to teach you something about yourself. They are there to teach you to yourself. So start paying attention to your dreams. Start from somewhere at least. Next is lost in war. So I happen to be in a 5 to 6 year relationship with a particular man, okay? And nothing about that relationship made sense, yet I stayed for close to 6 years. Even the way the relationship started screams a huge question mark. My healed self wouldn't have accepted that shit. It is what it is, by the way. The weird thing about this relationship was that I operated in my dark feminine energy the entire time. I felt like a beast. Observers would say, this girl no get respect. Yet, they wouldn't even survive a second in my shoes. I'm the one wearing it. And I'm the one who knows how it is doing me. Yeah? The lies, the deceit, the empty promises. Hi! My mom wants me, but I wouldn't listen. I would just not listen. My mom would always say, don't you see this man is fooling you? Because listen to your parents, so at least they have been your age before. Okay? Listen to them. They know what they are saying. They know what they are seeing. But last, I left. The experience was finally over. And looking back, everything is still the same. Like, nothing has changed. So imagine if I was still allowing myself to be fooled, I would have still been in the same state and I would have wasted a lot more years. But I'm glad, at least, it ended. It ended. And it took close to 6 years. Some of the shitty things we do take time to clean up. It really does take time to clean up. So I'm just, the message I have out there, okay, for you guys today in this particular video is that move with intention. Always ask yourself questions because it's being recorded and you're gonna pay. No, sins are forgiven for where? Who is that lying to you guys? Please go and bring that person. Let me so this is how it played out. This is how it all happened. I was lost in war and I was just walking all around, jumping over dead bodies, looking for one person. And this person was this particular man I'm talking about. And in the dream, he was supposed to be my dad. Like, he was my father in that particular lifetime. So I was just going around looking for him. I searched and searched. Everybody was dead. Like, the whole town was filled with dead bodies. I was the only one walking around looking for this particular man until I could see someone from afar. I noticed that someone was sitting on a hill from afar. So I approached that hill, and this person happened to be my mother of this current lifetime. So when I got closer, I realized that she was sitting there quietly and sad. Probably she had also lost all of her people due to the war. So she was sitting there by herself, so quiet. And then I asked her, have you seen so and so? Can you help me find him? Maybe you might have seen where he went to. She just looked at me straight in the eye and didn't utter a word. So I was tired of waiting without response. And then I decided to move on with my search all by myself. Okay? So it went on and on and on. And I never found this man until I woke up. Well, it doesn't state emphatically in the dream how this father-daughter relationship played out. But then there was definitely some balances we needed to strike out in a next lifetime, which is this one. Okay? Which is this one. So here we find ourselves in this lifetime, this time around, not as father-daughter, but in a romantic relationship, which didn't make sense. At least to me at all. I don't know if it made sense to him, but at least to me in particular, it didn't make sense at all. And mommy will be like, this your man. Are you dating a sugar daddy or a high school graduate? We don't understand though. Because how can you be dating a man as old as he is? Dating a man as old as he is, yet you have to be paying your own bills. You have to be oh my goodness. Well, it happened. It actually did happen. I'm not saying that I expected him to pay every one of my bill, but now, even dating your age mate, these people tend to support us. Men are providers. They are protectors. Even if we are making our own money, they give us. And some of us, we will take it. And even if they don't give us, we still move. That is why, as a woman, you need to have your own finances in check, so that if a man in your life is not doing it, you can do it for yourself. So that's how it played out on that side as well. And I'm so happy that I managed to leave that space. In fact, I would say it's one of my greatest achievements, leaving that relationship, because I was too drained. I wasn't functioning like a woman. I couldn't feel the soft femininity. it was always crack, 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 crack. I mean, you be jata? No, you not be jata. Now, woman, you be. Relax. Last on my list is murder. Yeah, so there's this guy, alright, there's this guy I've been working with, okay, and he never seems to get things done on time, okay. We will have a meeting, we'll agree on everything that each person is supposed to do, and after the meeting, he goes ghost. You won't hear from him, he will miss his deadlines, no show. If the deadline is supposed to be today, okay, you can even hear from him in like 3 months. I mean, how can you function like that? How is it possible? So it went on and on and on. And I also observed that anytime we are together, like anytime we meet in person for a meeting, there's this strong aura of shyness from his part. At first I thought maybe he had feelings for me. That's what I thought initially. But then if you have feelings for somebody and you're working with a person, is it not an opportunity to try to impress the person? Why would you rather always be getting the person's anger to cloud nine by not playing your part? You know? And it's not like, it's different when you tell me you're not going to do it, or you're not going to be able to have the time to do it. This one, he will agree, everything, sharp. Oh, do it. Fine. We all go our separate ways, and then he becomes a ghost. You don't know whether he exists or nothing at all. Okay, so it kept bothering me. Like, his actions really got to me. I won't lie to you. Like, his actions really, really got to me. So, and as the overthinker that I am, I took that into deep thought. I really needed to understand why he is this way. So I had a dream. Again, dreams come here. Take your dreams seriously. Again, I'm here to share another past life dream experience. So this is what happened in the past. We're all working in one organization. I don't know what that's, well, let me just say it was an organization, okay? And it was a huge place. And there was this container, like, secluded. So I always wondered, what goes on here? Why is it so away from everything? So out of curiosity, I asked someone that what goes on here, and the person was like, stay away from that container, don't go there. And as stubborn as I am, okay, as stubborn as I am, what's one thing my ear hates to know or to hear in this lifetime is for you to tell me not to do something without giving me specific reasons, like, don't do this because of this A, B, C, D, E. But if you just say, don't do it, my curiosity would just drive me slowly, step by step, to go and do the thing you have asked me not to do. So just like that, on one day when no one was watching, I decided to go into that container and see what's actually. So I entered, and oh my God, what I saw wasn't good at all. Blood all over the place, body parts hanging, skeletons, dead. And I wanted to go back. As soon as I entered and I had the scene, I got the scene, I wanted to return, but then it was a place of no return. As soon as you get there, you cannot go back. So I realized that people were lined up, okay? People were lined up in chains in one corner like that. Their hands and their feet were in chains. And what they were doing is that they are waiting for their turn to be killed. And guess what? I was also going to join that queue because I've taken they said no go. They said no go. You said you go. I went. So I was going to be part of that queue. And this is what happened. you be in the queue, it gets to your turn, and then they chop your head off. So it was going on like that and like that and like that until it got to my turn. Trust me, I have been escaping things from dreams. But this particular one I couldn't escape. This should tell you that it has already happened. Once you are not able to escape, then it's a sign that you are probably looking at a past life dream and not a psychic attack dream. You can escape psychic attack dreams. You can definitely escape psychic attack. But for past life dreams, there's nothing you can do. Like, you see the experience to the end, exactly how it happened. There is no escaping. There is nowhere to go. See it dito. As it take happen, you go see Yes. So, it got to my turn. And yes, my head was chopped. It was chopped off for. And guess who was in charge of this gang? You guessed right. Oga No Show. Oga No Show for Deadline was the one in charge of this gang. He was the one in charge of killing people and selling body parts. That was his job for that lifetime. So that's how I ended that lifetime. So honey, the earlier you start trying to understand the things that are happening in your life, the better for you. And stop pointing fingers. Nobody is doing. In fact, you should be pointing the finger at yourself. You should be pointing it at yourself because you are the one doing yourself. Now you they do. It's not anybody. So find out what a situation is trying to teach you. Okay? Because everything will try to teach you or try to get you to be the best version of yourself. That is why you are here. You're not here to just eat and sleep. No. You are here to work on you in order to become a better person so that you can earn yourself a place as a servant in the kingdom of God. The work of God is huge. And God needs people. God needs souls. God, if it were you, imagine if you had opened a company, would you just employ anybody? No, you employ people who are trained, people who know their stuff. It's the same with God. Before you have to work with God, God must go through your CV. And this CV is the record that is being taken about you every single minute, every single second. So if you want to earn a place in the kingdom of God, start putting in the work, okay? And start learning about yourself. Be curious. Oh, no one that will get you murdered, but just try to find out certain things. Just try to want to know. In fact, blaming somebody is the last thing that you should want to do. Always throw the question back at you. Always throw the question back at you, because 99.999% of the time, it's your fault. Whether you're privy to that information or not, it's your fault. Thank you for staying with me through to the end of the video. If there's anything you can relate to, or if you feel like sharing a past life experience that relates to your current life experience, you can drop it in a comment section. And if you learned anything new, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Until my next video, love divinely and unconditionally. Bye-bye.